Hello, my name is Noah Olatoye. Welcome to 5 Minutes Design and Code. In the next 5 minutes, I'll be showing you some basic feature of JavaScript and what makes it so powerful and become handy to every web developer. The more you know it, actually, is the more interactive your application will be. I have 4 things on my list I want you to know, and one of it is JavaScript allows you to select some element on the page, just like the way you can do with the CSS. You have several options that you can select your items on the page. You can target an element tag, you can target an element ID, you can also use attributes to select an element from through your JavaScript. Another thing you can do with JavaScript is modify your element. So after you've selected the element, you can then modify the element. You can change the text of an element, you can add a color to an element, just similarly to something you can do with your CSS. So once you select and modify your element, one thing again you can do is to set a set of rules for your web page. So take for instance, you want when user come to your web page, they'll be able to do some sort of calculation, maybe calculate tax rates and all of that. All you need to do is to set some set of rules, and once the user gets to the page, they'll be able to do that. Another example would be you setting a recipe. Maybe you want to prepare a noodles. You know that you have your pots, you have your water. So combining all of these things together, becomes set of rules that you can perform. Same things too can be done on the web. The last thing on my list, which is events. Once you modify, once you are able to set some set of rule, you can listen to events. You can listen for events when the user click, when the user scroll down, when the size of the page changes and all of that. So there are several events that you can listen to. All of these things we've mentioned, we've talked about selecting item from the page, we've talked about modifying the item, we've talked about setting some rules for your application. Then the last one, which is adding events. Let's take a look at a practical example. In this example, we have an image tag. In the image tag, we have captions. We have captions for our image. Then we have 2 buttons. Then we wrap the entire thing into a figure tag. First thing we want to do is target our element. So we say const image, then we'll say document get element by ID, then we say image. The next thing we want to target is our caption, because we are going to be changing the caption text just as the image change. So you want to target the caption as well. So we can say const caption equals to document dot get element by ID. Then we give it the ID of caption. Okay, there's really no ID for this, so we can say get element by tag name. Then we'll give it, okay, I think I'm supposed to wrap this in a quote. So we say the tag name is caption, fig caption. Then we want to select the first one. The next one on our list is we need to target the 2 buttons. Each of the buttons have change and reload ID. So we'll be taking it, say const btn change equals to document dot get element by ID. So we say the ID name is change, then we can duplicate this. So we can change the name to reload, because it will refresh the page once the user click. Then we give it the ID of reload. So you can see that everything tally. We target the ID of the button, then we target the caption, the tag, then we target the ID of the image. If we save and click, nothing happened yet, because what we've done is target and we're yet to do anything. So the next thing you want to do is, after you're done targeting all of your elements, you want to tell the browser to do something, and that's where the phone comes to play. So the first thing we want to do is to add an event listener to our first button. So what we need to do is we'll say first button, which is btn change, we say add event listener. Then we want to say when user click, then we need to add the function. We need to add a function with no parameter. Then we say when the user click on the button. So what we want to do is when user click on the button, which is the button we targeted, let the image change. So how we can do that is to declare the image, change the image source URL. We're going to be changing this link once the user click the button. So how to do that is we'll just say this image dot the source, then we'll declare our URL. I got the URL from Unsplash Images. So once we save, and if we come and we click, you see that our image changed. But there's really no way I can return the image to the previous one. As you can see, the reload button is not working. So what we need to do again is to target the reload button. And how do we do that? We just need to say btn reload dot add event listener, still on click. Then we add a function. So once user click on the reload button, we want to call the location reload method. So what this will do is it will immediately reload the page. So let's try it again. If we say we change our image and our page will refresh, change the image. This isn't the best way to do it, but this example is just to show us how we can play around with our JavaScript and create some things. But one thing is missing, the text is not changing. So what we need to do is still on the event listener for the change, we just need to come to and declare. So we need to now take the caption, then we say inner HTML, we give it the value of the description of our new test. So we say the caption of our new test is an image from the national park. And it's located in United States. So if we check, and once we say change, okay, something is wrong. This is supposed to be tag name, not just name, tag name. Then if we'll save and we check, we should see that it changes both the name, and if we reload, so everything changes. So many things you can add with your JavaScript, but I believe this is able to show you some example. Let's see it on the bigger screen. If you click, it changes, and if you reload, it changes back to the default. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel for more.